The sweeping views and bushland are drawcards for those who live here on the south coast of New South Wales. But they're also the risk.
That's what happens when your house burns down.
On New Year's Eve 2019, Greg Webb and his wife Alexandra's family home burnt down in a black summer blaze.
Came through there like a tornado. Couldn't stop it.
One of 3,000 homes lost that season.
It literally ignites as you're standing looking at it.
3 years on, he's rebuilding. But this time he wants it to be future-proof, going above the already stringent building codes to make sure his house will remain standing when the next natural disaster hits.
For the 3 months directly after, all I kept seeing as I walked past the site was bricks, concrete and steel. And so I said to myself, that's what I've got to build the new house out of. There's nothing combustible on the inner and outer envelope of the actual house that can catch fire. And the biggest thing is I've got to keep the embers out, which I will do.
How much extra is this costing you beyond the required build?
About another 130 to 150,000. That's choices of my own to have that safety for me and my family in the future.
What Greg is putting into practice is a concept known as resilience in housing, and it's being increasingly encouraged by academics and government amid a changing climate, not just for houses with a clear bushfire risk like this, but for all Australians and a range of weather extremes. Between the Black Summer bushfires, Cyclone Seroja and the 2022 floods, the federal government committed more than $3.5 billion on recovery.
We're all paying. All of our insurance is increasing, whether we're in a high-risk area or not. And as taxpayers, we're all footing the bill for a really expensive recovery.
In her home office in Melbourne, Kate Cotter is putting the final touches on the latest push for stronger houses in Australia. A world-first resilience rating that measures the ability of your home to withstand weather events like floods and heat waves and provides measures to improve it. Its first phase, bushfire resilience, is due to be launched in coming months.
A resilient house is a home that can defend itself to extreme weather and disasters.
A house can be made resilient by adding or using certain materials, through thoughtful design, or by simply moving certain items away from the house.
What used to be seen as perhaps a regional problem or an isolated problem has been changed because cities are being affected by floods and heat waves and storms.
It's also hoped the new rating system will provide a framework for insurers to reward action.
There are some insurance companies that will take into account the work that you are doing. We need to do this at a community level though.
In a cost of living crisis, it's a hard sell for many. But the message is that costs will spiral if you don't upgrade as well.
I only wish that I had made my house more resilient for far less money than what I've got to spend now.